Welcome to Football Friday for September 9th, 2011. Let's take a look around the conference, starting with last week's award winners. A pair of quarterbacks, Johns Hopkins' Hewitt Tomlin and Susquehanna's Rich Palazzi, share the offensive award. Tomlin threw for 297 yards and tied a school record with 6 touchdown passes in the Blue Jays' win over the Merchant Marine Academy. Palazzi threw for 421 yards and 4 scores, including one with 10 seconds left to force overtime in the Crusaders' 33-30 win against Wilkes. The defensive award goes to Muhlenberg senior linebacker Pat McDonough. He made a game-high 14 tackles, including a sack in the loss to Delaware Valley. The Mules held the Aggies without a touchdown in regulation for the first time since 2002. The special teams honor went to McDaniel's Joe Rollins. He returned the kickoff 90 yards for a touchdown in the loss to Catholic University. He amassed 292 all-purpose yards for the game, including 120 return yards. Susquehanna travels to Baltimore to take on Johns Hopkins in a battle between the conference's 2 unbeaten teams. Dan Wadicka caught a career-high 11 passes for 133 yards and 2 scores versus Merchant Marine. Mike Milano had 7 tackles to lead a defense that held the Mariners to just 207 yards. Susquehanna's Mike Ritter caught 13 passes for 198 yards and 2 touchdowns versus Wilkes. Jesse Egerton and the rest of the Crusaders secondary will have their hands full with the high-powered Blue Jay passing offense. Muhlenberg and Franklin Marshall meet for the 94th time in a series that began in 1902, looking to rebound from opening day defeats. Mike Poremski is one of the leaders of the Mule offensive line that was limited to just 129 yards last week. Chris Hartzell's 52-yard return of an interception led to Muhlenberg's lone points in regulation. F&M's Lamont Jackson caught 8 passes, including a touchdown in the Dips' loss to Washington and Lee. Sam Massaro led a defense that held the Generals to just 228 total yards. Ursinus and Gettysburg played for the 55th time since 1903, Saturday at the battlefield, with the series tied 14-14 since 1983. Brian Ellis led the Bear ground game with 63 yards versus Albright. Mike Rissmiller had one of Ursinus' 2 interceptions versus the Lions. Gettysburg's Cody Smith came off the bench to throw 3 touchdown passes in the Bullets' loss to Lebanon Valley. Mark Graziano and his defensive teammates looked to improve after surrendering 57 points to the Dutchmen last Saturday. Moravian and McDaniel square off for the 16th time since 1972, looking to open the conference schedule with a win. Matt Johnson threw for 168 yards but was unable to engineer a touchdown drive versus Widener. Alan Petros had a sack to lead a defense that allowed 528 total yards to the Pride. McDaniel turns to freshman Nick Valori at quarterback after an injury, sidelined senior Tom Masucci. Morris Kaffa and his Terror teammates looked for a better effort after surrendering 39 points to Catholic last week. Juniata travels to Carlisle to take on Dickinson in the 23rd meeting between the 2 schools. Whittier Christian was the leading rusher for the Eagles in the loss to Washington and Jefferson with 26 yards. Linebacker Mike Valentine led the Juniata defense with 8 tackles, including 3 solo stops. Dickinson's Todd Smolinski threw for 121 yards and a touchdown in the loss to Hobart. Scott Sullivan had a team-high 12 tackles from his free safety position against the Statesmen. Thanks for watching Football Friday. Follow us on Twitter for halftime and final score updates on Saturday. We'll see you then.